So far, so good. How about you?
Yes, me too. I have a good morning, and yesterday was Philippine holiday,
Oh, really?
so no work.
You can take
Yes.
enough rest.
Yeah, so it's like long weekend because Saturday, Sunday, and Monday is rest
Oh,
day.
really? It's a continued holidays. It's a nice.
Yeah, 3 days.
Okay.
Yes. How about you? How was your weekend?
Oh, it's recently the very scorcher summer is over. Maybe the daytime still hot and humid, but the morning and evening become cool. So it's pretty easy to spending time. So, and I feel the Japanese autumn is approaching.
More comfortable weather, yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Uh, Thank you so much for sharing, and I'm happy for you.
Wait a minute. I like
Okay.
to shutting my windows so that because outside noise is disturbed.
Okay.
So it's okay. Thank
Sure,
you
no problem.
for your waiting.
No problem. So I sent the text in our chat box. It's number
Oh,
18,
it's
driving home.
no problem.
Okay. So do you have the text open?
Oh yes, already.
Sure. So please read the title and let's start.
Okay. Driving home.
Okay, driving home. So exercise 1, please describe the picture shown below.
Okay. In this picture, I can see inside of a car. So this car has left hands, and I guess it's not Japanese cars. This car has a pretty high speed. This car running through the forest areas. Both sides, many of the trees looks like growing. That seems kind of trees stream. I'll explain the inside of this car. So the center of this car, this picture, there is a console box. So on the console box, there is a radio system and outlet of the air conditioning. And on the dashboard, there is a watch. It might be a car navigation. Navigation system can change from the map to watch. So recently, most of the navigation, including the television function also. So the right side, I can notice the kind of tablet. So this car might be the compatible cars. I can see the driver's both hands, maybe men. He's wearing the green shirts and outside very nice weather. Sunlight brightened driver's right hand, but left hand just dark shadows. That's all.
Uh, Thank you so much for describing again in full detail. Also, I didn't know that Japanese cars also had right hand steering wheel. I thought it was left side because I think British cars also have right
Oh yes,
or
it's the different track rules. So the pedestrian have to the walk right side, and car have to run the left side. It's white. Japanese car is the right side.
okay. I'm curious. Did you have experience to drive in a different country before?
I've never drive to the different country because this changing the track rule is
Yeah.
very impressive. So, and if I drive the foreign country road, so that maybe I confuse my drivers. So that and if it's easy to truck accidents.
Yeah, it's okay. I understand. That's why I was curious if you could drive both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you have any questions before we proceed to exercise 2?
No question, thank you.
Of course. So, exercise 2, read the dialogue with your teacher. There is A and B. Would you like to read first or should I read first?
You name it. So.
Okay. You can go ahead and I will read B. Please start.
Okay, Clay might go home today.
Yeah, I received an email from her friend Grace yesterday. She said that Clay would probably arrive today.
Well, I hope she drives safely. You know, the traffic is terrible nowadays.
Oh, I think Clay is a good driver. She's pretty careful. So I think we don't need to worry about her driving.
I agree with you. Nevertheless, it doesn't mean that it's all safe. You know, not all the drivers are careful. There are a lot of wild drivers out there.
True, but I have confidence in Clay. She's very good at driving defensively. Okay. Next one. So we will switch.
Okay.
You will read B, I will read A.
Okay.
Clay might go home today.
Yeah, I received an email from her friend Grace yesterday. She says that Clay would probably arrive today.
Well, I hope she drives safely. You know the traffic is terrible nowadays.
Oh, I think Clay is a good driver. She's pretty careful. So I think we don't need to worry about her driving.
I agree with you, nevertheless. It doesn't mean that it's all safe. You know, not all drivers are careful. There are a lot of wild drivers out there.
True, but I have confidence in Clay. She's very good about driving defensively.
Okay, thank you. So have you heard of the term driving defensively before?
Of course, I always care my driving, and I'm a defensively driving driver.
Yeah, I think people would recommend to be defensive driver because you're not sure of the other people if they're careful, especially at night.
Do you have the driver's license?
I only have student license. Because I haven't taken driving test yet. So student license, it means I cannot drive if I don't have someone that has driver's license. So usually I'm with my mom or maybe my brother, but yeah, I haven't took the time to take driver's test yet. Yes.
I don't understand the driver student license.
So in Philippines, you can apply for student license. It means you are still learning how to drive. But if you want to get driver's license, you need to take a test, driving test and writing test. So students license, meaning they did not take driving test yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand.
They can only drive if they have person that have license. But driving alone, they cannot. Yes.
Are there many drivers school?
Yeah, there's many driving school. But I wasn't able to take any driving school because of the pandemic. Some of them were closed or some of them were limited. So I had to wait. And now I don't know when I will take it, but hopefully someday.
Is this very expensive? Because in Japan,
Yes.
enter the driving school is so much expensive. How about your country? Also.
Yeah, it's actually expensive. That's why some people they get student license first before they um, get real driver's license because they need driving school and then take exam.
Mm,
Yeah,
thank you.
that is what happens. Okay. Any other question?
No question, thank you.
Yeah. For me, I have a question. In Japan, how is it? Do you need to take driving school first and also exam?
Mm, this most of the people enter the driving school. So and it's a rare case. It's okay to just straightly take a driving test. So the paper test is possible. So but the driving technique
Mm-hmm.
test is very difficult without enter the driving school. So because we don't know what's the point for that driving technique. So and before getting a driving license, we don't have so much suitable space for practicing the driving.
Mm-hmm.
Only the driving school have that artificial course for drivers.
I see. That's why. Okay. But thank you so much for sharing about this because I'm also curious on how the culture is when it comes to driving in different countries. So, for vocabulary review exercise 3, we will read the following words and expressions and let's make some sentence out of them.
Okay.
So, number 1, please use.
Pretty, fairly, rather. So I think Russia's Putin makes a pretty dangerous situation in the world.
Mm.
And it's a terrible nuclear war threat. It's definitely the nightmare of in this world. That's all.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that sentence. Next one. So pretty, not just adjective to describe a person or thing. It can also be used as adverb. So fairly, rather. Okay. So number 2 is nevertheless.
Nevertheless, however, for all that, so nonetheless, we don't have the suitable method stopping the Putin war. So Russia has some advantage because they have energy source, so lot of energy source, and if the time passed, many of the Democratic Party country can't press people's complaints about high prices or something. So we have so much validate option. It's a tragedy. So that's all.
Thank you. Okay. And last one, number 3, wild.
Wild, not controlled, not careful. So I think this corona disaster. So one cause is humankind developing the no rule of wild nature. So deep inside of the jungle and
Yes.
melting Antarctic ice. So it's possible to awaken the new virus. I think this pandemic not last. It's repeating after
Hopefully. Yes.
this. Not hopefully.
Hopefully it will not last.
Yes.
That's what I mean, yeah. Yeah, because it's been going on for so long, and um, this is now the new normal. People go outside and wear masks. So I don't think that it will be gone. How about you?
Japanese traditionally have wearing the masks when they catch a cold. So it's no resistance for the wearing the mask. So nowadays, government don't force to wearing mask, but 90 more people are still wearing the masks, so, including me.
Oh, yes. Especially when going outside, sometimes it's needed.
Yeah.
Okay. So next one, we will now move to our exercise 4. So this is questions about the story that we read earlier, or dialogue. So number 1, what kind of driver is Clay?
I think Clay is a very careful woman, so she can drive the very defensively driving. That's all.
Okay. Number 2, why must Clay be careful?
In the public road, on the public road, there is many reckless driver, careless drivers. So that's why we have to be careful. So that's all.
Okay. Yeah, we must be careful. How about you? Do you drive defensively?
Of course, I always care the defensively driving, but human beings are very emotional creatures. So that's not always perfect. It's possible to involved in truck accident someday. So that's all.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. So since you are also driving defensively, I don't think you are a wild driver. But the question here is, are you a wild driver, or do you know anyone who is a wild driver?
When I was young, so that I have one friend who enjoys dangerous driving. So he misunderstanding the dangerous driving is courage. So he always shows her technique of dangerous driving. I hope he is still alive. So I don't know after him. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And last question is, what is the traffic like in your country?
Not so bad. In Japan, so except center of the big city. So in Japan there is many highways and also the bypass ways. So in Japanese special days, for example, the Golden Week, Japanese Golden Week is continual holidays. So end of the April and the beginning of the May. So and also the Obon season. Obon is August, center of the August. So before the New Year. So that special days, all people move same time. So
it causes traffic.
Yes, it's a very crowd or bad truck conditions.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I see. Actually, because in Philippine situation, it's similar, but it's very traffic in terms of metro area.
Mm-hmm.
So in metro area, there's lots of cars, lots of public transport like bus. So it's very congested. But if you go to province area, the traffic situation is okay. Like you can freely drive.
Especially in Manila. Manila is always crowd.
Yes, Manila is very crowded.
You live in the Manila.
I live 2 hours away from Manila.
2 hours. So
Yes.
suburbs of the Manila. Is
It's different city, but when I go to Manila, it takes me 2 hours, even though it's very near, because of the traffic.
okay.
Yeah.
Is your city is good traffic condition?
It's okay. It's not good compared to province, but it's good when there is not rush hour.
Mm.
But during rush hour, oh no, stay inside. Okay, so we made it to exercise 5. So, do you agree or agree? So give me your opinion on these statements. Number 1, please read and tell me what you think about it.
Okay, driving is one of the dangerous things we do every day. So this sentence is pretty right. So I think all driver has something risk every day. That's all.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Next one. Number 2, please read and give your opinion.
Okay, truck condition is in the world will get worse in the future. I think the advanced country improves year by year. But for example, China or India, so in the future, it's possible to more worse because there's countries people buy the car, lot of the car, but not catch up the there's infrastructures, so making a road or something, so and maybe more worse than nowadays. That's all.
Okay, yes. Thank you. So here actually, I think traffic conditions will get worse in the future if there are more and more cars, like many cars, many transportation, but the roads are not improving.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So they need to also improve the roads. But some countries, like you mentioned, I think countries like Dubai, they are always improving, especially with their roads. Do you feel it's like that also in Japan, that the traffic situation will improve?
Also, it's improved year by year.
Improve, like get better,
yes,
it's
so
not.
And some area has very bad traffic, but they are complain to the politicians. So the politician powers, one power shows solve that truck problem. So in Japan, so the politician, that kind of powers get a lot of the vote to the next election.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. So we're finished the topic about driving. And what can you say about this topic? Did you enjoy or do you like this topic in the future?
Yes, I enjoyed. I like to enjoy every topics, and recently the only opportunity to talk with young women like you. So I'm getting old, so I don't have any opportunity. Even my grandchild, so the grandchild is summertime, but they don't visit my house, so they play just their friends. So I'm not sad. So when I was young, like that. So.
You understand, yes.
Yeah, I understand.
Thank you so much for sharing. And I really appreciate that I also get to talk to you and all of my students, especially in the morning. It brightens my day because I get to hear different stories or I get to listen to other people, not just stay in my room alone. Because this is feeling a bit lonely. That's why it's nice to talk.
Thank you.
Okay. If anything else before we end today's class?
Nothing in particular. Thank you very much.
Yes. Thank you so much, Yoshi-san, for your time. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.